Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. The board needs a motion to certify the following statement to the best of the members' knowledge. Only public business matters lawfully exempted in the motion by which the closed session was called was considered or discussed in said closed session.
So moved.
Harris, and
Second.
second by Mr. Crittenden. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Crittenden,
Yes.
Mr. Jesse,
Yes.
Mr. Williams, Mr. Bill Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Don Harris.
Yes. We are now back into our regular session.
I have nothing. You have a public hearing on the Virginia Department of Transportation and the Board of Supervisors 6-year plan. Mr. Kretz, do you have anything to say as a way of introduction? Because if not, I'll invite Mr. Peaks up.
I do not.
Okay, so I think it would be appropriate to invite the representative from VDOT, known as the Awesome Don, Ron, excuse me.
I think it's dead.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the podium. You
sir.
have it.
Good
Continue.
evening, Mr. Chairman, members, honorable members of the board, the public. I'm Ron Peaks. I'm the ARA for the Saluda Residency, Virginia Department of Transportation, and I will try to keep it brief. The Code of Virginia requires that the County Board of Supervisors, in conjunction with the Department of Transportation, formulate a 6-year secondary improvement plan and a priority list for the secondary improvement budget. Today's public hearing is being conducted for fiscal year 2026 through fiscal year 2031 and the actual 2026 fiscal year budget. This year's budget follows the first year of the secondary 6-year plan, which starts with this year, 2026. The total estimated for the plan at this time is $481,496 over the 6 years. This includes $135,132 in telefees and $346,364 in previous funding. I'll mention that the telefees are currently running about $22,500 a year to be added. It hadn't been that long when I would stand here and say we're about to get to all the gravel roads, getting them hard surfaced. Some people remember that. And, it made me proud then and still proud now that all the gravel roads in Middlesex have been hard surfaced, and that is rare amongst the counties that we have. Consequently, there are no roads that qualify for that, since they're all paved already. The county and board has requested that Route 740 Sports Complex Road be paved utilizing the county's secondary 6-year plan telefees. This work is estimated to cost $75,000, and the county's countywide improvements UPC could be utilized to perform this work. And as an aside, it would be by our paving contractor, and without a doubt, that can be completed sometime this summer.
Good.
And we'll probably try to see what the agenda is out there for the sports and things like that to try to time it as best we can. And in all honesty, 2 days max, probably a 1-day job. There are currently no other projects prioritized by the county on the secondary 6-year plan at this time. And please keep in mind, this plan is only for improvements and new construction. It does not include maintenance work, such as patching potholes, pulling ditches, snow removal, or repaving roads. For the public hearing, I will turn it over to you, and I'm available to discuss any questions or concerns before you open the public hearing.
Okay, I do have a quick question. We're talking about behind the middle school and in front of the complex,
Yes.
correct?
The whole length of.
And that goes down to where we have a county dumpster for trash. And in the past, they've only done down close to that and not, it's a little bit of existing area in front of the, is that included in this or not?
You know,
to pay.
I'll be honest with you, I have to take a look at it. There is a mileage in our system that encompasses 740.
Okay.
But it sounds like it's
I was going to ask that question to
from me
Lee,
to you
but,
or something.
but, yeah, I mean, it's not a large area, but it is where parking is done.
Okay.
Other than just the transit part, and it supplies the soccer field for parking and the Little League as well at the complex, or complex parking. So
We'll
you
get
know,
every bit we can.
that'd be great, wonderful. And when y'all make that final determination, and I've asked Lee to let me know at least a week prior to when that's going to start so that I can remove the speed bumps.
No issue with that.
Okay, cool. But yeah, if that, and the complex committee has paved everything in the complex part of that, other than the main road coming in. Hell, we even did the handicap parking spot that's kind of as you enter in there. So the complex has picked up all of those things, and our request is twofold. That facility gets an awful lot of use, and the road needs to be repaved, number one, and it will coincide with all the additional, including the school parking lot that was done about a year ago. So everything will be up to speed and really nice and pretty and new and all of that.
Excellent. We're there with you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Yeah, I got a question for you. A few minutes ago, you said you think that all of the gravel roads have been paved,
All the state gravel roads,
all the state gravel roads.
yes.
How about the one at Bumpers Lane that was turning this afternoon? I think it's 678. They're coming off 619. I'm pretty sure you don't have it. But that one hadn't been turned in to be paved.
And it's 678.
I think it's 678 or 628, one of them.
What's the name of the road?
It's Bumpers Lane. It's Bumpers Lane. You turn at Locust Hill, 711, you go down.
Was that 668?
I think it's 628, I'm not sure.
I
Yeah,
didn't-
that
Bumpers.
road there.
I can check.
I didn't have that on the list.
Well, that's one of the ones that Lewis was talking about. I think it's 628, but it's called Bumpers Lane. And then the other question that I have while you're here, like you said, gotta be brought up to date according to state Pacific codes. Other words, if it's not a state road, y'all don't do nothing to it.
That's correct.
Y'all ever done anything to roads that weren't exactly state roads?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, maybe, maybe you could check it, the one right outside Sisalute is Courthouse Road. I think it's in Don District. I guess you got about 30, you might got 30 people staying down in the area. It's a short area right out here side town, the first road. And they've been talking about years, they have came up here and spoke about it, because the idea of what it was, somebody sold the land in lots, and they cut a road in there, about 20 feet wide. It's not a lot of places like that in Middlesex County, which they had lots on both sides of the road, and you go down, I think they got a historic cemetery down at the back of that road. So it would be, you can't get, once you sell a piece of property and people put their homes in it, and as a county, we let the developer put it in there and buy lots, and they cut the road in there, so the road hadn't been anything done to it no more than one stand, and would drag gravel down. And I know I've seen, they came forth in this courthouse 2 or 3 times and asked them what could they do, and everybody's telling them the same thing. Well, you gotta make it to state codes, and that's the only way that the state would do it. And I'm just wondering on a road like that, and I guess I'll probably just make a call, let Don know, because in Don's district. And just to see, I believe if we could do that road, that'd be one of the greater things that we could do in Middlesex County. It's not a private road. It's a public road. And I'm gonna repeat myself, that we let it go under the the way we do things now, because now we set up everything in cul-de-sacs, and the state is allowed to go in it because it's a state road. You know, they go in there and they plowing and everything else, and you got nice places in here. And so the landowner, once again, must knew, not the landowner, but the developer, what is part of code, they might know that you gotta put this road in. But the Pacific Road I'm talking about, I think it's courthouse down, right out here side, we go out, be on the right-hand side, down, that's courthouse road?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's courthouse road, right in that shop curb.
yeah.
That development down, it would be nice if you could do something for them people. I don't know what you can do, but we don't know till we try. Thank you, I appreciate it. You don't have to answer, just try.
We've actually looked at courthouse, and it's not a state road. And, their requirements for taking it into the system, a certain amount of platted right-of-way, and the condition of the road has to be acceptable before we accept it.
Yeah.
And I know all of them things that you're talking about, but these are average working people. You know, I guess the income wouldn't be out of sight, so I would think that, you know, in the time frame that they bought their places to stay down there, they just didn't know or just couldn't do no better. And citizens that are like that, sometimes you get caught, okay? And not to look at them just because of a technicality that they didn't know about, it's kind of like could be their fault, but not really. It's the real developer's fault because they didn't put it in there when they sold the lots. It's not a lot of places in Middlesex like that. If a person would have to think about it if you want to go to find them here in the county. Most of our stuff is all cul-de-sacs, and, you know, we plow them and put tar and gravel and everything on them before we do anything else to the roads like 619.
I think the first road that you mentioned, Reggie, was a road, when I was planning director, I worked with Purnell Wood on a little bit when he was alive. No, but he knew about it because he had family places back there, and he had people in that cemetery, I believe.
It might be a historic cemetery.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the road, and I think the church right across the road here, they got ancestors that are buried in it, they probably don't know nothing about it, or don't claim it.
Yeah, but I think that road is private, though. And when I was planning director, we tightened up the minor subdivision regulations to prohibit the very thing you were referring to at courthouse, because if you do a minor subdivision, you have to put in a private road. Every part of that road has to be brought up to state specs with the exception of the surfacing. So the stormwater, the drainage, the easements, the base, all of that has to be state specs. So if the homeowners ever wanted to bring it up to state specs, all they have to do is asphalt it, and then they could turn it in. We did that years ago, and I remember it came up briefly when I first got back from Bath County, because Gloucester was tightening up their subdivision regulations to prohibit that type of quick development, where you basically put in 6 lots on a driveway. It just doesn't work because it's too much traffic. And they did some of the same things we had done years ago to tighten that up on minor subdivision.
So, Matt done told you his story, now I want to see what you can do. You know, because it's just like the tree that couldn't be cut down in Christ Church. Okay, they couldn't cut the tree down for about 6 or 7 years. They didn't know what property was on. And, you know, by keep on scratching somebody else's back and they come find out that, hey, we can do this thing, it might not be right. But they did change, just like I know some people in Gloucester that put in the subdivision and couldn't find it because they put the roads and stuff in you. So I'm just talking about something, you could slip in the curb sometime, or you the one that we should leave in the ditch. And that's what I'm saying. I think it should be looked at, because these are average working people. I don't know, they're just average working people. They're looking for a road so we wouldn't have to go through mud holes to get to the house, and that's what I'm about. I mean, you know, I got the other part. And I don't even know if you can do anything, sir. I don't. But I tell you one thing, if you get something moving on, to all of them, I promise you that.
I can tell you, you folks are in, I think, a lot better position than a lot of counties. And I was surprised to hear in Gloucester, for example, that 46%, I believe it was either 42 or 46% of their total road miles in the county were private. And when you think about 40-something%, whichever one it was, I can't remember exactly. That's getting close to 50%.
Yeah.
And to think the challenge that is for, the residents out there in the county is a very, very difficult thing. And we as VDOT, I tell you what, they're asking us to reduce our budget and do things every time I turn around. And, extra money just doesn't seem to exist anymore.
I was wondering if you had any, I understand that we're still looking at a traffic improvement at Twiggs Ferry and Stampers Bay Road, kind of a dangerous intersection there. Do you know any idea of timeline on that?
No, I don't, but I know it's in the works.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that may have been considered for a roundabout, but.
It was.
Stampers Bay and
Yeah.
Twigs Ferry.
It's already, it's plugged in.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if new one timeline was going to be.
No, I'm afraid not, but I can get that checked.
No, I think it's like 2 years. That's not being a big roundabout. It's gonna be one of them ones like up New Kent. It's gonna be big. It's bigger than the one over there by.
It's scary pulling out there. It's scary pulling out there sometimes.
Oh, yeah. But that yellow flashing light up there ain't good either. Too many wrecks from that thing.
Mr.
We
Chair?
are getting off the beaten path of the public hearing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it might be time to open the public hearing for comment on this, if you don't mind.
Yes, I
We're
will.
looking at that flashing yellow.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing, particularly for the purpose of the public hearing to receive public comments on the proposed secondary six-year plan for fiscal year 2026 through 2031 in Middlesex County, and on secondary system construction budget for fiscal year 25-26. Copies of the proposed plan and budget may be reviewed at the Saluda Resident Office in Virginia Department of Transportation, located 1027 General Puller Highway, Saluda, Virginia, 23149. Anybody like to speak in the public hearing? Seeing none, hearing, Larry, you sure you don't have something? Seeing none, hearing none, I will close the public hearing. All righty. Next item on the business.
Oh, no, you got to make a motion.
Got to take action on it.
So you need a motion
Oh,
to
sorry,
approve.
my bad, thank you.
You need
Make
a-
the motion, please, for me.
You need a motion to approve the secondary six-year plan for fiscal years 2026 through 2031 in Middlesex County, and for the secondary system construction budget for fiscal year 2025 through 2026.
I so move.
So moved by Mr. Jesse, thank you,
Second.
sir. Second by Mr. Bill Harris, thank you, sir. Any further comments? Roll call, please.
Excuse me, Mr. Jesse,
Aye.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Bill Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Crittenden,
Yes.
Mr. Don Harris.
Yes. Motion has been approved. That would, go ahead.
So my only question is, was the board satisfied with its discussions from closed session? Or did we need to, was there anything we needed to resolve? If not, then we don't need to, I just didn't know.
No. There's nothing else we need to do regarding that. You have your marching orders on that. and
Yes, sir.
Matt does.
I just didn't know. Yeah, we do, if he lives through the night.
Motion
I
to
make a
adjourn.
motion, we adjourn.
Motion made by Mr. Jesse, second by Mr. Crittenden. Roll call, please, to adjourn.
Mr. Bill Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Crittenden,
Yes.
Mr. Jesse,
Aye.
Mr. Williams, Mr. Don Harris.
Yes.